evening. I nearly said good night. Good evening, creatures and creachies, and welcome to yet another Spooky Stoker stream. We are, as I am sure most, if not all of you are aware, continuing with our journey through horny person Lovecraft with hang on a moment. I don't like that at all. There's a tiny little bar of red at the bottom of that. Give me 1 second. Nope, not like that. That. Yeah, Let's see how that looks. Still a bit too much red. 1 moment. Technical difficulties, please stand by. Stoker is a professional. Let's see how that looks. There's still too much red. 1 moment. Just gonna keep transitioning over and over and over again. Okay, let's see how it looks now. Yeah, just a tiny sliver too much. Okay, 1 moment. Alright, how about now? There we go! That looks acceptable. Okay, what the heckin' dangle fuck was I saying? Oh, yes! We are playing the Miskatonic. This is, for those of you who were not here for previous playthroughs, which, first of all, shame on you. Why aren't you just always present for all of my streams all of the time? Don't you love me anymore? This is a visual novel in which we are playing, well, not really necessarily playing as. We are playing, our protagonist is a witch named Charlotte Lestrange, a cultist of Shub-Niggurath, the black goat of the woods with 1,000 young, who is a recent hire as a security guard at Miskatonic University, specifically for their occult sciences and research division, which is surprisingly apparently not the most dangerous part of this campus. While doing her security guarding, Charlotte has discovered some sort of unethical, evil, wicked, dire, not very nice conspiracy going on involving stealing primordial brain goo from brains and doing experimentations with it. It's all very, very spooky, ooky, and bad. She is trying to figure out a way to do something to stop this, and according to the wraparound story, which is being introduced by a French member of the faculty who has some kind of tentacle finger things growing out of her head, it sounds like in attempting to stop the Miskatonic University from doing all of this stuff, Charlotte may have caused an apocalypse. I don't know. We'll see how this all plays out. I'm sure everything is ultimately fine. So, without further ado, or a don't, or a maybe, let me figure out which one of these fucking save files I need to load. Let's see. Also, thank you for the subscription, Simon, and thank you for joining us on this adventure. Okay. And yes, Uloborus is correct. She's got a lot of tension going on with a British lesbian hillbilly cannibal. Who can honestly say they haven't been in that position at least once in their life? Okay. Also, remember last night when I said I should get some more Entertainer Secret? Turns out I had a whole bunch of it in a little place that I'd forgotten I had it. So, my throat may be able to actually hold up better than usual on this stream. So, let's take a little sippy sip of our water. Or, you know, what's water as far as you know. And let's hop back into it. Get me to run around, helping them do all this evil shit, whoop some ass, that's what I'm gonna do. Where the hell is Thirst? What's up, Charlotte? Ain't like you to be stamping around screaming. Okay, where should I begin? The university put Lizzie's brother in a giant vat of primordial ooze to torture him into opening portals for him, convincing the other Dunwitchers into building a facility dedicated to siphoning ooze out of the goddamn air. Which, by the way, is in the air thanks to a goddamn storage screw-up on their part, and rather than evacuate New England, they let people get mutated in order to study them. And, to top it all off, they've got a guy in New Orleans kidnapping people and stealing ooze out of their goddamn brains with a giant goofy-ass syringe. So I'm gonna go punch a face. Char, just calm yourself down a touch. Come sit down and I'll explain before you get yourself shot. F that! I want some answers, hence the punch-a-face. Charlotte, you've got arms like noodles and you've never thrown a punch in your life. I'll give you some answers if you just give me a second. Fine. Lead the way. Look, I hate this stuff as much as you do. That's why I came to work for him, because I figured I could change it from the inside. Kinda dumb on my part, I guess. These guys see witchcraft as amateur hour compared to their occult science. But when I saw what they were doing with primordial ooze, Charlotte, that stuff is amazing. Like, second renaissance for humanity amazing. And that's why I put in a good word for you, because it was the only explanation for your eyes. Whenever you make someone forget something, or make them develop an eye twitch, or blow up a cat, you're messing with the ooze in their heads. I know there's no excuse for what the Miskatonic's done, but they're on the brink of something incredible, and you could be the key to all of it. Think about it. Rather than helping a few people around town, you could help all of humanity. Isn't that what our cult is all about? Helping people? Well, don't say it all at once. Are you fucking serious? Tens of thousands of people across New England, Rumman. Oh wait, that's her name. I was gonna be like, Rumman mutated! Tens of thousands of people across New England, Rumman, mutated! And you call that helping people? Kidnapping people and stealing brains, Rumman, and who the hell knows what else? That ain't some hard sacrifice bullshit, that's straight up evil. Humans are supposed to be the good guys. There's enough monsters out there already. What the fuck are you talking about? Charlotte, please, it's for the greater good. There it is. The greater good. Rumman, I'm going to find Thirst, and I'm gonna stick my entire foot up his ass until he shuts this place down. Hopefully you'll come to your senses before I have to shove my other foot up yours.
Oh, hello, Charlotte. What can I do for you today?
You can tell me where the hell Thirst is, and explain to me why you put Lizzie's brother in a giant vat of goddamn primordial ooze. How about that?
I speak for Dr. Valentine on all matters. You have no authority to speak for him. Or speak to him. As for Billy, his refusal to cooperate with us led to his incarceration.
He refuses to bring Yog-Sothoth into our dimension, so you fucking torture him? You are aware that that he ruins universes, right?
He also contains all knowledge, past, present, and future, of all dimensions and all universes within them. You understand why we would consider him an asset for this learning establishment.
So rather than figuring out different, solutions, you just torture a little goat fungus thing until he does what you want? Or whatever the fuck Billy is.
Yes, clearly.
Fine. I quit. And I'm calling the cops.
I assure you our scientific inquiries are observed and permitted on a federal and international level. And you are required to give 2 weeks' notice.
Well, then I'm gathering my sisters in the coven, and there ain't nothing worse than a whole bunch of pissed-off witches. F your 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks before my sisters and me come and shut this place down old school style. Try and stop me.
While nothing would give our staff more enjoyment than a gaggle of naked women chanting amateur Hexa status, you are contractually obligated to remain on the premises until your dismissal.
That would also give me a lot of enjoyment, I'm not gonna lie. Please, anyone out there who wishes to gather a gaggle of naked women to chant things at me, give me a ring, you know?
And you are slightly too important to be dismissed.
Oh, come on, don't be dicks. And then they were dicks. It's proving difficult. Her eyes seem to be linked to her emotions rather than any manipulable cerebral mechanism. She has to want to do it. Torture? Largely ineffective, at least the ones we've used. Electrotherapy, transdimensional contact, tarantula submersion. She's a weirdo. Apes bashing rocks. Well, we figured we'd ask you to look at her as the member of the staff with the least respect for humanity. Maybe you can get her to cooperate. Cooperate with the Ruiner. Cooperate with the Crumbler. Your penchant for obliteration is a fascinating little quirk of the species. Fine, fine. I will make the witch girl cooperate. There are staff members between here and there that have documents on her, but they've been passing them around. Something to consider before you talk to her. Completely unnecessary, but fine. I will collect your little documents. Oh, am I playing as him right now? That's interesting. You have a file on our latest patient, correct? Sure, boss. Hand it over, Sizel. Here you go, sir. Some good light reading. Oh, boy! The Miskatonic Psychological Evaluation Summation. Name, Charlotte... Charlotte Effett Lestrange. Height, 5'6". Age, 22. Hair, black. Eyes, NA. Nationality, American, French. Summary. Subject spent her formative years as a member of a Shub-Niggurath cult and witch coven. As a result, Subject is deeply dedicated to the cult's tenets of sharing compassion with humanity. Subject is generally cheerful and good-natured, though naive and easily manipulated, as Subject left the education system early to join her cult. Subject has relatively low intelligence and common sense compared to women of her age. Subject is deeply fascinated with the occult, having become a witch at an early age, and exudes a curious and inquisitive disposition to supernatural abominations that would drive other civilians insane at the sight. Subject has the ability to manipulate primordial ooze using an unknown mechanism in her eyes. Subject was brought to the attention of the university by a fellow member of her cult, one Rumman Fletcher. Yeah, and all that's going to be exactly the same stuff. Wait. Oh, do I only get to choose one person at a time to... Okay, well, if I have to choose one person, I'm choosing the hot fish girl. Oh, fine. Okay. Why did she get the eyes? What a waste of a fantastic mutation. What, jealous? She gets to be the martyr of humanity and you're stuck with sausages growing out of your back? The file, please. History. Age 3. Subject sneezes, reveals her black eyes. Parents forget subject's middle name, renamed Effett. Age 5. Subject attends school, tests poorly, often found socializing with mutated children, inquiring about their disabilities. Age 8. Subject displays a natural affinity for the occult, seems not distressed by knowledge of monsters or entities. Age 9. Subject is taken out of school to become a cultist in the Chesuncook Witch Coven. Den Mother, informed of her abilities, reminded to keep the coven's affiliation with the Miskatonic a secret. Age 15. Fully indoctrinated by the cult's ideologies of spreading peace and harmony, Den Mother informs the university that the training of her eyes is going poorly. So this was a conspiracy. Let's talk to the Spider Girl. Kind of makes you wonder how many affiliates our little old university really has. There's got to be independent partners all over the world, right? The papers. Sure thing, boss. Here you go. Subject has been indoctrinated by the affiliate Chesuncook Witch Coven and has fully accepted their doctrine of peace and harmony. As a result, Subject seems relatively selfless, going out of her way to help others. Though initially inquisitive and curious of the occult, Subject's lack of a classical education and low intelligence counter her ability to think critically and objectively. This could be cause for concern during the final stages of the project. As a result, it is suggested that Subject should be gradually exposed to our primordial ooze plans by sending Subject on small false assignments. If Subject does not understand our cause after these assignments, Subject will have to be physically coerced into working with us. These guys are rather evil. Let's do the girl without arms. I can't wait to finally be inside her.
You and me both, Vicky. You and me both.
I hope it's as warm and comfortable as she says it will be.
You and me both, Nixie. You and me both.
Oh, okay. Thirst. Before we go in there, remember, torture didn't work. We need to be compassionate. She'll come around once we explain what we're doing here. Oh, yes. I believe I have something that will convince her. What is that? Liquid compassion. Charlotte awoke to the sound of a distant heartbeat. The concrete beneath her was warm and moist, as though licked clean by some vast tongue, and beyond her cell door came a chorus of rasping, heavy breaths through 1,000 drooling, clenched jaws. The atmosphere was thick with sweat, and the drafty cathedral ambiance of the cool concrete corridors was replaced now by the unmistakable presence of flesh. As the door to her cell creaked open, Charlotte soon discovered that she was no longer bound by those chafing leather straps, though found her fingers far too numb to think she had loosened them herself. Looking towards to the light. Oh, typos. Looking towards the light edging from the crack in the door, Charlotte noticed something fleshy and glistening retreating from her cell. The air outside her cold cell was inviting, like a lover's lap. Thick, palpable, it flooded Charlotte's nose and blurred her vision. Her senses absconded into an ambiance of warm autumns and cigarettes at sunset, dog fur and fresh-cut grass, strawberry ice cream and sleeping late, the smell of fresh bread and new books. Her head swam with the feelings of nostalgia, belonging, and feeling loved. Cute outfit. Huh. It's kinda nice in here. What do I click on? Oh, there's a door. Let's see. Let's go through the door. The writhing tendrils painted comforting scenes of seaside villages, quiet bars, log fires, warming countryside cottages, and morning rains. Charlotte felt at home more than she ever had before. An intoxicating, addictive feeling of belonging, of being wanted and cherished and loved. And it didn't make sense, but Charlotte was home and everything was going to be okay. This place is awesome. I could just wrap myself up in these lovely tentacles.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to see you do that, Charlotte. I'm like,
Wait a minute. Nah, never mind. I want to go deeper. It feels right to go deeper. The game just keeps feeding me these lines. The pulsing tubes of quivering meat painted yet more portraits in Charlotte's addled mind, of a joyous, loving past, of childhood milestones and wonderful achievements, of forming friendships at kindergarten, of new puppies, of school tests passed with flying colors and graduating college, mortarboards hanging in the air, of the perfect job, the perfect home, the perfect husband, of... Wait, that never happened. I did terrible at school. I never had any friends. I never had a puppy, or a job, or a boyfriend, let alone a husband. I left school to become a witch. And fat lot of good that did me, huh? First ever real job, and they fucking abduct me and take all my stuff and throw me in here, and now even the fucking walls are laughing at me. Alright, calm down. There's gotta be a way out. Just keep going. Oh, hello! I was warned there would be tits, and lo and behold, tits there be. Avert your eyes, children who should not be here, because this is an 18+ stream. Ah, there you are! We were wondering when you'd finally join us. Please tell me you're joining her in the nudity, too. Rumman, what happened to you? What do you mean, us? Where is everyone?
We're right here, Charlotte. Can't you see us? We've come to congratulate you.
Congratulate me? For what?
For saving the world.
You know what? I'm not gonna go so far as to say would, but might.
You did it, Charlotte. You fixed everything. Well, you know, almost everything.
What are you saying, Rumman?
Oh, come now, Charlotte. Don't you recognize your own handiwork?
That voice is a little difficult. What? How?
Oh, it was wonderful, Charlotte. We tried everything to get you to use your eyes on us. Hypnosis, hallucinogenics, torture. Which I voted against, but we were getting desperate. But after a final round of particularly potent lysergic acid, we asked you what you wanted. And it worked. You simply said that you wanted everyone to love each other and be kind to each other, and zapped me with your eyes. At first it was frightening to have a horrifically mutated woman literally swallowing each of us into her open torso. But once we were absorbed, everything was wonderful. We're so proud of you, Charlotte.
Oh. If I can keep them talking, maybe I can mutate them back when they're distracted. So, what's it like?
Oh, Charlotte, it's indescribable to be connected, truly connected at a synaptic level to 1,000 friends and family, sharing 1,000 secrets a minute, all your hopes and fears, all your joyous and embarrassing memories, literally your entire life bared for all to see, with everyone bearing theirs simultaneously and forever. Every sensation, physical, mental, and emotional, rippling across a vast network of interconnected minds and bodies.
That's kind of hot. Oh my god.
To be separate is to be alone. To live alone and die alone, with only a hampered language and fleeting contact to convey your thoughts and emotions. To be connected is to be a part of a living heaven. Did you know that the passage of time is dictated subconsciously by the human mind? That the duration of a minute can be squeezed to a second or stretched to a decade? That's why drowning sailors see their entire lives flash before their eyes. Or the Mazatec shamans spend years exploring their minds during 15-minute doses of Salvia Divinorum. In the 12 hours it took you to recover, we have spent a septillion years laughing at awkward memories, weeping together at past tragedies, bathing in coital bliss.
Huh. That actually sounds pretty rad. But why are you not just a warped face on a mass of bruised meat, Remen, like everyone else?
Well, we needed a face for the rest of the plan, and between the emotional orgies and the, actual orgies, we had a little debate, and we decided that I was the most goddessy. Goddess-ish. The one that looks most like a goddess.
I guess that makes sense. Wait, what plan?
Expansion, of course.
No. Why aren't my eyes working? What did they do to me?
Charlotte, think about it. The Chesuncook Coven was great and all, but we were never going to convince the entire world to stop being awful to each other. If we were to absorb the human race, there'd be no more suffering, no more bigotry, no more hatred, just an eternity of quiet bliss until the sun swallows the planet. If you let us out, we can double our mass every day. Within 27 days, we'll have absorbed both North and South America. A quick swim across the Atlantic, and we'll have the world a week later. The entire world connected, Charlotte. Can you imagine a greater paradise? All we need is for you to build a portal down here, large enough to get us out of the sanitarium. All we need is for you to get the Dunwitchers to build a portal down here, large enough to get us out of the sanitarium. We're not as squishy as we thought we'd be. Slightly too much bone in here. Can't get through the exits into the Miskatonic's underground tunnel network.
But what if they don't want to be absorbed? I mean, I'm literally your first customer, and I'm not feeling the sales pitch.
Well, of course you're on the fence, Charlotte. You're a Chesuncook witch with a scrambled brain, but think of all the normal people out there. The homeless, the jobless, the depressed and suicidal. To be absorbed is to be free of the burdens of life. No obligations, no debt, no politics. Nothing but the embrace of a loving community. And, anyone adamant about staying individual will change tune after a brief swallowing.
What? If they've done something to my eyes, my only options to talk are to talk my way out of this and go get help.
Oh, come now, Charlotte. Anyone with reservations will quickly change their tune once they're a part of the community. I mean, we'll be blanketing the entire world with our euphoric mass, so the only other option would be starving to death. We're not monsters, Charlotte.
You can't just force people to join you guys. Because it's wrong! It doesn't matter how lovely it is inside your community, and it doesn't matter how terrible it is on the outside. People have to be free to make their own choices and think their own ways. And if their choices are assholey, dealing with assholishness brings the groovier people closer together and pushes the assholes farther away. It always does! But just robbing everyone of their individuality and absorbing everyone just takes away the promise of the future. Forcing everyone to be as good as they are today prevents them from potentially being even better tomorrow. And it's mean. And absorbing assholes doesn't make them suddenly better. It just makes you an asshole.
So, rather than ushering in a new age of human unity, you're saying we should just keep this incredible feeling to ourselves?
I mean, yeah, wouldn't that be better? To not have strangers swimming around inside you or whatever?
Yeah, not happening. This is the next stage in human evolution, Charlotte. It might be rough for the first few years, what with the slow and deliberate consuming of all mankind, but it'll all be worth it once everyone's a part of us. Trust us, Charlotte. This is what's best for humanity. The girl raises a point. Negative emotions could perpetuate across the network. It would be in our best interest to exclude toxicity from the community. Shun the assholes and only let groovy people in?
Sounds familiar.
Exclude ourselves. Let those that wish to seek us out join our community.
Hey, now there's an idea. How about this, Charlotte? You let a few people know that the university is now a gateway to a living heaven, get the rumors started, and anyone that wants to shed the responsibilities of life can come down here and, decide for themselves if they want to join us. So you'll just stay here, not bust out and swallow the whole world? Nah, you were right. If we force the world to conform to our standards, we're only going to get more and more toxic. And if we're going to save the world, we can't become the douchebags that we're trying to save it from. Yeah, exactly. Besides, as word gets out that heaven is real and hidden under the basement of the Miskatonic, people will flock to be absorbed anyway. We will swallow the world, albeit at a slightly slower pace. Those we deem toxic can be left outside, alone, until they adjust their behavior. Yeah, sure, as long as you're not forcing folks. Wait, where'd you say we are?
Under the university, the in-house sanitarium.
Huh. Guess that's better than renting, huh? So, I'll come visit sometime, I guess.
We know you will join us one day, Charlotte.
Yeah, probably not. Bye, guys! Well, that was, surprisingly reasonable. Okay. Wow. Everyone's really gone. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh, hey, Charlotte. Annie? Nice outfit, love. You look like a severed bollock. You didn't get absorbed into the monster? What monster? The monster the rest of the staff turned into? The thing in the basement that they call the next stage in human evolution? The vast networked community of like-minded individuals that want to absorb the entire world into their mass as some terrible act of philanthropy? The thing that was worth experimenting on me for? The thing my friend betrayed me to become? You know, that thing! No, they only really tell me the lunch menu for the day. So you turn the staff into monsters. Can I see? Just one big monster, and I don't think I want to ever go back downstairs. I don't know what to do. Oh, okay, sweets. Well, is it dangerous? Are they in pain? Do you need my help with something? Well, no. They seem super into it, actually. And they told me they're not gonna, break out and absorb everyone on Earth. And they let me go, so I guess they weren't lying. And how about you take a minute to breathe and come rest your weary noggin? Yeah, you're right. Oh, how cute. I barely knew anything about anyone. Tell me about yourself. Well, I was born in London, but we moved out to the West Country because Dad wanted to be a farmer. He was an accountant. My mum looked after me and my brother. Turns out the only thing Dad could grow was carrots, so me and my brother would spend all day up the market selling carrots for, real food. I remember when I brought home my first girlfriend, my dad was so psyched that I was into girls. Every father's dream. He tore out every carrot in the garden, made the whole family this giant stew, this bright orange sludge. Best thing I ever ate. Then the cannibalism started spreading from London, feral folks started showing up, and we all joined in, of course. Suddenly people didn't want carrots anymore. Don't know why, they went great with man steak. One day, some American bloke puts up a notice on the town's bulletin board promising money for test subjects to come to Massachusetts. I just wanted to collect my earnings and go home, but my brother's such a big fucker they went and hired him as a monster hunter. What's a feral folk? People that just ate too much people. There's the normal lads that sort of just enjoy the chaos, go to the pub, cheese and onion crisps, shag the landlord's boy, quick murder on the slog home, barbecue tomorrow if the weather's good for it. And then the ferals say, bugger the pub, let's just perch outside and wait for the first dozy sod who wanders out for a piss and tear him to pieces. Know what I mean? Cannibal apocalypse and there's still pubs. How else you gonna enjoy it? So what are the requirements for becoming a witchy poo? And am I allowed in? Well, you need to be brainwashed into thinking that the world is fundamentally broken and you and your coven are the only people who can fix it. And chicken soup. Chicken soup? You spend all night out in the rain dancing around in the necky, you're gonna want a lot of chicken soup. If you can come up with a unique recipe, you're in. Toes. Huh? Chicken and toes soup. Suck the toe meat off like chicken wings, like yum yum yum. Yeah, that's definitely a unique recipe. Meet me at midnight for your complimentary artificial sense of belonging and frostbitten ass. So now that you've saved the day, are you gonna go back to your coven, kiss some frogs? That's princesses. And I wouldn't call merging the entire university into a giant tentacle monster with my eyes saving the day. Well, all the horrible stuff they justified by saying it's for the greater good and whatnot, I'd call putting a stop to that saving the day. It's just lucky I talked them out of busting out of the university and absorbing everyone. And they only stopped out of self-interest, keeping out toxicity or whatever. If they get the idea that it would all be worth it, the whole planet's in danger. And you can just use your eyeballs on them again, right? Zap them into mush. That's the weird thing. My eyes don't work anymore. I tried to zap them, and nothing. I guess I'm normal now. You know, my whole life I've been just surrounded by people who I thought were like me. I liked going to school with the other mutated kids. I liked my coven. I thought we were going to save the world. And when they told me to go to work for the biggest occult university in America, I was excited. This place sounded super cool. And I thought it was full of more folks like me, folks who wanted to help people. But it's all fucked up. Even the people whose ideals I agree with have these malicious agendas inside them. It sucks. So I'm done with people. I'ma just get away from civilization. Ah, the Mad Hermit method. I like it. You can borrow some of my hair, make a nice beard. Actually, I was thinking like... Do you remember that thing about going to England and the shotgun and the umbrella stand and the pea green oven and the polka dot dress? Because that sounds, you know, kind of cool. I can get a dress at the Arbor. Really? Would I, like, fit in over there? Well, no, you're a Yank. We'd need to fix your accent. Speaking of accents, Gavin, as Gavibat, as someone who lived in England for a time, how do you like my extremely authentic Cockney accent? On a scale of amazing to indistinguishable from a local, how good am I doing? Say, blimey. Blimey. Terrible. But I still gotta figure out what to do with the monster in the basement. First, you gotta pack your stuff up and get out of that straitjacket, my lovey. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's great, very Dick Van Dyke. Well, I mean, I'm basing it off of Pinky from Pinky and the Brain, so... I kinda can't believe we're doing this. I'm kinda like nervous, you know? I've never been outside New England, and now I'm going to Old England. Bloody bugger! Bloody arse bugger biscuits! Am I doing it right? Well, you got the topics down. Eee! Aren't you gonna get ready too? Well, let's see. Shirt. Yeah, I'm ready. Please tell me that means that she's bottomless up there. I know she isn't, but in my head canon, you know. You're also wearing shorts. Oh, ruin it for me already. Ugh. What do you know? Well, we're probably gonna need some cash dollars at some point. Boat tickets, lunches, stuff like that. Plus, plus if I'm gonna be Charlotte Lestrange, human girl, I'm gonna need some non-witchy stuff. Jeans and whatnot. I'll snag a few paychecks on the way out. It's not like anyone else need them. Ugh, don't remind me. I need a brain scrub after what happened in the basement. Hopefully being a million miles away will help. You said they were super into it. Plus, you got to save the world and all that bollocks. Guilt-free transaction in my book. Yeah, I guess. You know, if we're gonna go on sick marriage adventures, we should probably say something nice about each other at least once. What's a nicer word for, succulent? Okay, so we'll put that on hold. Day 3 without morning announcements. I'm frightened, Charlie. I'm scared, all right. We were big fish in a small pond back in Tucson, sure, but we were happy. We had milkshakes, we had the crick, we had a dame on each arm, and change for the moving pictures every night. Damn it, Charlie. Now we're here. New York goddamn city, and I hope you're happy. I've been shot, Charlie. I've been shot, but it hurts the worst in my heart. I miss Tucson, Charlie. I miss home. Don't you dare wash my blood off your hands. What the hell was that, Mindy? Oh, of fucking course. The lunatic with the microphone's still alive.
We should probably go tell her she's out of a job, my lovey. She won't figure it out until a couple of weeks after a wage packet doesn't arrive.
Oh. What a shame that would be. So let me get this straight. You were hired as a security guard a week ago, and within that week, you've managed to flagrantly disobey security protocol by entering a classified primordial ooze extraction facility without the proper clearance, steal the valued possessions of a Miskatonic off-site employee, stop the transport of invaluable supplies and equipment to the Plateau of Leng by dismantling portal production in Dunwich, destroy the most prestigious occult science school in North America, and convert the entire faculty and student body of said establishment into a mutated abomination of flesh and tentacles hosted by your best friend. And rather than solve any of these problems, you're taking a half-feral cockney cannibal who you met when she professed to wanting to eat the lower half of your body on a romantic vacation to elope in a country overrun by psychopathic man-eaters. Hello, Annie.
Hello, Mindy.
Now wait a heckin' minute. First of all, the only reason they hired me was to use my eyeballs for their creepy bullshit. Secondly, the primordial ooze extracting whatever was torturing kidnapped locals with fear experiments and cutting their brains out to suck the goo out with giant syringes. Thirdly, the Dunwich portals were created by keeping Lizzie's twin brother in a vat of primordial ooze, keeping him trapped in agony, so I let him out. The monster in the basement, which, by the way, is a fucking sanitarium for performing experiments on nutty folks, was a result of them using my ooze warping eyeballs, and it worked just the way they wanted it to. And I only took that dead Randy stuff because the deep one it all belonged to finally escaped that horrible place. And even more in my defense, everyone really seems to enjoy being a big gross monster. Like, really. A lot. Gasmic fun times from what I saw.
And if it's any consolation, I took a chunk of her. If I took a chunk of her, I'd probably get dysentery. That dress is 12 seconds old.
Be that as it may, I know I find myself out of quite a cushy number. I now find myself out of quite a cushy number. You may have heard that I recently acquired tenure. Yeah, you screaming it into my brain every morning over the tannoy? The tannoy? That is not a word I'm familiar with. Give me a moment. I need to find out if that is a typo or if it's just something that I don't... Tannoy is a renowned British manufacturer of high-fidelity loudspeakers and public address systems, famous for its innovative dual-concentric driver technology, where the tweeter sits within the woofer for precise sound, leading to the name becoming a generic term for PA systems in the UK. Ah! Okay. That's yet another sign that that the writer of this game is British. I figured that out early. When yous started creeping into words.
Congratulations, by the way.
I have spent my years here examining every single thing that occurs on this campus. every experiment, every spell, every invention, every miracle. Portal teams to Leng prepare for Dunwich on Thursdays. The morgue is emptied on Fridays. Building materials for engineering department explosions arrive on the 3rd. Corrupted lab coats are incinerated every second Wednesday. Outpost radio check-in is from 6 to 7. Teams to investigate missing check-ins leave the next day. The bursar heads to the bank on the 28th. Tuesday is taco night.
It was your bum. Succulent. I meant your bum.
Is this the time?
Like a pork chop.
You wanna know how we say your ass is like Sunday dinner in America? You look nice.
Well, you look like coiled up shit. You just happen to have a succulent bum.
Don't make me laugh when we're getting scolded at, jeez. Shut up! Well, if you're so shub-damned in the know about how the university runs, why don't you run it?
You'd be...
Hi, word.
You'd probably be good at it, being a complete cow and whatnot.
Because a university requires staff. And where is our staff currently, Charlotte Lestrange?
We would like to know this too, oui. And that's where we are today. An exciting story, oui. Full of twists and turns, friendships forged and broken, secrets uncovered, dark plans thwarted, and lessons learned.
Okay. So are you telling us this?
Well, with most of the faculty congealed into a mass of meld, out of the rest of us, you're the most senior and highest ranking member.
So you're in charge of the Miskatonic! If you want to be, I mean.
Since you and Billy are interdimensionally connected to Yogg-Sothoth, we'll have all the knowledge of the known universe at our disposal. Which means no more invasive experiments on innocent members of the public, no more monster autopsies, no more primordial ooze collecting or portal making, no more evil stuff for the greater good. We can start making real leaps in occult science and technology with you guys at the helm.
Yogg-Sothoth massive dick ass supreme. Like Herbler upset zomzoms and you got. Will someone make us grilled cheese?
You can have as many as you like.
Okay, let's get started.
What a nice ending. That was actually a more optimistic, upbeat ending than I was prepared for. Thank you very much for your recommendation of this Ouroboros, because this one really hit the spot for me. I just got here. Don't worry, Cody. I'm probably going to do something else, but I haven't figured out what yet. Because it's a little early to be calling the stream right now, right? If anyone's got any suggestions, I'm open to them, but, you know, I don't guarantee I'll take them, but I'm open to them. Oh. Backers and backers. So was this kickstarted? No, Uloburus, you don't get a second suggestion this soon. Wait your turn. I already know several of several of the things that you want me to try, and don't worry, I'm gonna get to them eventually, but... Anything else? Anything... Oh! A mystery speaker.
Just as I thought.
Oh, it's not a mystery speaker.
Ah, there you are. We were under the impression you would join us. And I was under the impression you would join the world. We thought better of it. A selection process was devised to keep toxic elements out of the community. Charlotte will inform the world that we are heaven, and those wanting to join us must be worthy. Yes, I'm entirely sure she will. Or perhaps she'll leave you down here and run off with her sharp-toothed gorilla companion.
What? Why would she do that?
Possibly because she sees you as a repugnant mass of flesh with the sort of ideals one should lock in a basement. Possibly. We are heaven. To deny the world of us would be to deny an eternity of bliss for all mankind. She would bear the greatest crime against humanity in history on her shoulders. It seems like she's fine with that. Then you, Thirst, must make the Dunwitchers release us. Oh, I have no power over them. They listen to the little one, and the little one listens to the girl. But I have an idea of my own.
We don't need your ideas, Thirst. Just get us out and tell the world that we're here. Our selection process will do the rest.
Ah, yes. I assume you will be personally screening every single person on Earth to determine any personality flaws. All 2 billion of them.
Oh, right. Fine, what's your plan?
In lieu of spreading heaven across the world, the ambassador will travel from city to city, creating individual communities of flesh. These can then be observed as your little selection process demands. Those found to be Those found to be amicable can be absorbed as single entities, whereas those found to be toxic can be left to rot. Doesn't that sound like fun?
In theory, that'd work, but I refuse to be separated from heaven, and even if I accepted, to remove myself and create individual communities would require Charlotte's eyes, which we don't have.
No, you don't. Would you like them? Ah, at last. How do you feel?
Debilitating, eye-watering bliss thirst, an emotional matrimony of contentment and peace that is as satisfying as it is exhilarating. I'm still connected, Thirst. I refuse to leave heaven. I just wonder if this is going to work.
That is the strange thing about humans. Like-minded individuals always converge to share their common interest, only attempt to outdo each other's knowledge or passion for any given subject, which leads to mild thoughts becoming extreme righteous causes and a sense of elitism and hostility towards outsiders. What are the hells of religion, or the far wings of politics, if not sensible ideas rotting in the convergences of human minds? Have you heard a European talk about their football? Trust me, you humans are incredibly predictable. You will jump at the chance to be connected into a vast neural community. The only thing to fear is that you'll find a way to ruin it. Are you ready to go?
Damn, girl. Sure, where to? And that's the actual ending. Okay. So let's see. Gotta admit, Stoker, you've got a great Batman voice. Well, I mean, if anyone was gonna be Batman, then, you know,